What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I got a request, an email, from this individual who needs my help. I'm going to try my best to answer this question. I've already read this question through the email, but I figured this is a one take here. I'm going to try my best to answer it live on YouTube here, okay? So let me go ahead and read you guys the email. I've never been posed with a question like this. And frankly, the viewers, you guys, the advice from you guys is going to help this individual too. So let's just go ahead and read the email, okay? Hey man, I am in a dark place. I really need your help. By the way, guys, the subject of the video was I need your help. So he says, just so you know, my name is Adrian. I am from the UK. I have been a student in your free and paid courses. I'm 21 years old, married, and have no kids, and I'm really struggling because I just started getting into print on demand, specifically Redbubble, because of all your videos. In fact, I actually been binge watching all of your videos, and I even bought your Redbubble course on the 1st, and I've been loving it. I just started my Redbubble store on December 5th, and I have 700 plus designs. I have 22 sales, and all because of your tagging course. Thank you so much. So first of all, thank you, Adrian, for getting the tagging course, and congratulations on your success. Now let's go ahead and read the section that says My Dilemma. And guys, this is going to get dark real quick, so brace yourselves here, all right? My dilemma. My wife of a 3-year marriage has been pushing back on me for doing the Redbubble stuff. I work as a teacher and I make $3,600 a month right now. When I finish my workday and come home with the paycheck, I give it to my wife. She is the money manager of the house. The thing is, she never had a job in her life. She had her parents pay the way for her since day one. She is a stay-at-home wife, and has never worked, not even when we were in college together. I am currently paying off all our bills and paying off her student loan fees, and after all the expenses, there isn't much left for cash flow, if you know what I mean. I am not complaining about this. I just need help and guidance. The problem that I'm having is I have expressed to my wife that I want to really make generating passive income as my main source of income and eventually quit my teaching job, period. But my wife thinks I am stupid, and she thinks people don't make money online. This problem has been only getting worse. At the New Year party, she made fun of me in front of her parents for making 26 cents on a sticker I sold. I honestly am feeling not supported by her, and I need your help. She doesn't want me to do this print-on-demand thing, but she is constantly around me, checking what I am doing in my free time. With all this being said, there are other problems I am facing in my marriage, and I am thinking I need a divorce. I know this might seem crazy, but what would you do? Would you get a divorce or leave her? If you were me to pursue your own dreams, I just need your help. Please reply. Thank you. So as you guys can see, this is a screenshot of the email. The reason why I kind of crossed out his personal email because I don't want his personal email to go out there. And I'm going to try to answer this as best as I can, okay? And guys, please, if you're watching this and you have any advice for this individual, please put them in the comments. I'm going to send him the link to this video reply, and hopefully this changes his life. Who knows? Adrian, okay? This is a lot to unpack. This is really, really dense here. What I can see here is I'm going to make two assumptions, okay? 700 designs. You started December 5th. Today is, what is today's date? January 13th. So if we do the math on that, that's over a 1 month period of time. In fact, that's probably about, 40 something days? 43 days, roughly. That's a big deal. 700 plus designs in, let's just say for Frank's sake, 30-day period of time. You said you discovered print on demand. When did you say you discovered it? I feel like I read that here about what was it here? Anyways, I'm not going to read through the message again, but I just started my Redbubble store back on December 5th. There we go. That's where it is. December 5th, and I have 700 plus designs. This is a big deal. So it means that you're dedicated. It means that your heart is fully in it. And on top of that, it means that you're also pretty decent because you already got 22 sales. And obviously you gave the credit to the tagging course, but first of all, shout out to you for that. And I appreciate you supporting the tagging course. But the fact that you got sales means you know what you're doing to a point, right? You're getting some success. Now you have a problem, and I'm not going to get into the specifics here. You mentioned your wife is the one who's not supporting you. You feel like you're giving a lot to her and maybe she's not giving back to you. And that's my assumption, obviously, based on what you're saying here. I'm not here to comment on your marriage because that's just not my game, meaning that's not my repertoire. That's not my expertise. I'm not a therapist, no, with all due respect. I'm not a person that should tell you to get divorced. So your question here about getting divorced or choosing to go on your dream path of doing print on demand, I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. I can't hold that kind of power where I tell somebody to get divorced. I don't want to be ever the cause of that in somebody's life. If you decide to get divorced, that's for you. I cannot make that decision. Maybe the people on... I personally have no experience, by the way, with marriage or divorce. Either way, either one, I don't have any experience. So maybe the viewers have experience around that. I personally do not. Okay. As for Redbubble, print on demand, and making money online, I have experience for that. Now, what I do also have experience with is I have people in my family who may have not supported me right away. And I actually want to. This is kind of the advice that I'm going to give, which I'm going to give you half of the advice. I'm going to say the fact that, and I don't know if you're a believer in God. I personally am. But the fact that you have some sort of passion, some sort of motivation, some sort of drive here to create 700 plus designs. Let's just forget about the sales for a minute. 700 plus designs. The fact that you have that level of drive and motivation means that you're dedicated. You're all in. And for somebody to be all in on something and not have their family, like their family's not having their back and supporting them, I know how that feels. I'll tell you guys something. When I first started doing business, my family was against it. My family was against it. And just for you guys so I can set the precedent here and so you guys can be aware of what I'm talking about. When I started doing business, or when I started thinking, I didn't start doing it right away. I had the thought and I shared it with my family. And most of my family members didn't think it was anything important. When I say my family, I'm talking about two people, my sister and my dad. They were the people who lived in my household. And my mom, she passed away. So really it was my mom's passing that kind of motivated me to start something new, turn a new page in life. Because I said the story before, but when she was on her deathbed, she was regretting all the things she had missed out on doing. And I realized at that point when I was in the hospital on her and she watching her on her deathbed, she said, I regret this, I regret that. I was thinking in my head, I don't want to be that person. When I die, and I love my mom, when I die, I don't want to be the person that says, I regret this, I regret that. Now, granted, her life was cut short. She was a sick woman, but, at the end of the day, that I didn't want that to be me. Now, with that being said, this idea of starting a business was an idea for me. I didn't even have the drive that you're mentioning here. I didn't have that drive yet. It didn't exist for me, but I wanted to do it. And immediately I noticed the pushback. People saying it's a dumb idea. People saying just focus on your school. When I say people, I'm talking about the people in my household, right? My dad and my sister at the time. Well, my sister, I can't really say she pushed back on it. I think she was just, doing her own thing. But my dad, for sure, because he wants me to be successful in school, was pushed back against it. And then my dad sat back and he told me, he said, it's probably something that's good. It's going to take you away from bad things to focus on. Like, some people end up picking up some bad habits during their college careers. So, why not let them have fun with it as if it's like some kind of toy or some kind of joke. Well, what happened was over the times, guys, business took a very serious turn. It started to consume me. I started to get addicted to it. I started to stop doing all of my other stuff that I was doing normally as a college student. I would go out, have fun with friends. I stopped doing that. I would, spend time, just hanging out with people regularly. Stop doing that. I would be that one of those guys that just like watch documentaries and watch TV and I stopped doing that completely. I used to be one of those guys that used to play video games. Stop doing that completely. All of the time that I had that wasn't involved going to sleep, eating, showering, and sometimes going to the gym, other than all those times, I would be working on the business. It started to consume me. And it was more than obvious. Everybody around me could see it. I would stay in my room for, if I didn't have to go to school, I would stay in my room the whole entire period. Before, you know what I'm saying, for days. It started to, consume me, literally. And I grew this intense addiction to working on my business. I kept iterating. I kept figuring out what I was doing wrong because I had this idea, this goal in my mind to make money online. Now, the thing that kind of happened to me was I had for months, and we're talking about 6+ months, maybe about 6 months, I hadn't made a single penny online, but I was doing work more than a full-time hours. People around me started saying, "What are you doing? Like, you're wasting your time. I remember this quote very specifically. And, I love my sister, but she came to me and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm working." And she said, "Why don't you just go get a real job?" That's what she said. "Why don't you go get a real job?" And I was like, "I do have a real job." And I was referring to the work that I was doing online. And I said, "I do have a real job. I'm just not getting paid yet." That's what I said to her. And she's like, "No, a real job that you actually go and get paid for." And this go get a real job mentality kept growing and growing in the household. And around the 5 to 6 month mark period, right before I got my very first sale, guys, it got to the point where my dad actually started pushing back on it. The guy who once supported me, the idea, he said, "Yeah, go do what you want." He started pushing back on it. He said, "This is a waste of time. Like, if you worked at McDonald's instead, you would make more money." And he was right. If I did put all those hours that I put into McDonald's, who knows? Maybe I would have had a $20,000, check, or a $15,000 check, or, however much money you would make at McDonald's making minimum wage with the amount of hours I did. Within a period of a month after that, okay, so it was a total about 6 months, maybe even 9 months. I really don't remember the exact number, but I say 6 months because I have a conviction that it was 6 months. I think it was 6 months. Within 6 months, I got my very first sale online. Very first sale. I sold a hoodie, and it wasn't on Redbubble. I had created my own clothing company, right? I would, set up like a legit clothing brand, and there would be different materials, and there would be different things on the brand, and I had put in some money into this, and I didn't have any money to start off with. I mean, I was struggling already, but I did what I could, and basically what everybody around me was saying, "You're putting into this more than you're getting out, and you're dumb for it. You're stupid, right? There's something wrong here. You're not seeing there's better things to focus on, like school, college, and things like that." And in their perspectives, they were right. In my perspective, they were wrong. With that being said, after I got my first sale, it was only weeks and weeks and weeks until I would get not only a sale a month, but I would get multiple sales a day. I went from getting a sale a month to getting multiple sales a day. And those multiple sales a day turned in multiple sales an hour. Not too long after that, maybe a year and a half after that, sold the whole entire company for something bigger that nobody in my family could even perceive. Now, with that being said, I want to be clear on this, guys. With that being said, this approach I had was I have to conquer this I have to conquer this. I have to achieve my dream at all costs. And that's going to be my advice for you, Adrian, is that there are going to be people in your life that are going to have pushback because they don't see the vision right away. For me, I got that pushback. But once I started getting sales, now all of a sudden I started getting support. And honestly, I don't blame my family for that. Because let's think of it realistically, guys. Imagine if you're not watching these YouTube videos. You don't know about the ability to make money online. What are you going to think naturally? You're going to think that that's fake. You're going to think that that's a scam. You're going to think that, making money online isn't real. It's not something that exists. But a lot of people who watch videos like this, now they actually truly understand that, yeah, you can make money online. But before stuff like this, guys, there was nobody knew about making money online. Like, if you told, like, my grandma, I remember when she asked me, she said, like, what do you do? What do you make? How do I make money? And I kind of tried to explain to her, like, people go on the internet, they order stuff, and she didn't understand what I was talking about. Like, she just couldn't understand. And my point here is, and no fault to their own, my point here is that people won't support you in the beginning until it becomes realistic. Now, for you, you're doing good. You're putting in the work. You're on the path of success. And you're going to get success because you're stacking win after win after win after win. And eventually those wins are going to stack to the moon. You're going to be successful. And what you're doing is already successful. And I would argue that. What I really want to tell you is stick to your dreams. I'm not telling you to get divorced. Okay? I don't even want to go there because that's not my game. That's not my field of play. Okay, that's not my sport. I can't give you any advice on your marriage. I think maybe the people on YouTube who are reading this and seeing this YouTube video, maybe they can give you some advice on that. Me personally, I'm not one to give any advice on that. What I would say is trace your dreams. Trace your dreams at all costs because you can look back. Or maybe you're not going to look back, but at the time that you come to die, when you're on your deathbed, and you look back at your life, and you hadn't chased in your dreams for maybe a certain circumstance or maybe a certain person, you're going to live a life of regret, the same kind of regret that my mom had when it was her time to go. I don't want you to experience that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Even for myself, I don't wish that. And that's why maybe I have the motivation that I have. I really don't know where my motivation comes from, but I know that that's a huge, huge impact it left on me. That was really the start to my business. The second, when my mom said that, I started to think differently now. I started to realize that, hey, this is not a joke, this life game. Like, you only get one chance at this. Obviously, if you're a Buddhist, Hindu, you might believe reincarnation or something. I personally don't really kind of believe reincarnation. I believe in the afterlife. I'm a Christian, things like that. But my point is on this planet, on planet Earth, as a human being, you get one shot at this. One shot, one opportunity, as Eminem said. You don't want to blow it. And there are going to be circumstances. There are going to be outside forces as equal or even more impactful than the force that you're providing on your success. And you have to make your success so forceful and so strong that you break through that brick wall and actually achieve success. I'm going to end off this video real quick with a quick story. Okay, this video is 18 minutes long, but I'm going to reach out a quick story and I'm going to tell you guys something here. There was a story that my mom told me, even my dad told me this. This is a well-known story in the older generations, and maybe you guys know about this. It's a story about a farmer and his father, okay? A boy and his father. They're both farmers, okay? And they had to sell their mule or their horse or something. I think it was their mule, okay? In order for them to sell their mule, they had to walk to the market with the mule to present it in the market and sell it. So the road to the market was in the heart of the city. It was a long walk. It was a long road. And along the road, there are lots of people. And what happened was the dad, he's preparing his son. They're going to go on this trip together to go sell the mule. And, the dad takes the kid and he hoists the kid up on the mule and they're walking into the city. And so picture this is the dad is guiding the mule, he's controlling the saddle reins and the kid is sitting on the back of the mule and they're walking into the city together and there's voices in the background. There's people watching them walk into this city. And you hear all kinds of voices. You hear people say, "Oh my God, look at that terrible kid. He's sitting on the back of the mule while his poor dad, his old dad, is walking on foot. What a terrible situation." So the kid hears this, the dad hears this, and the kid gets off of the mule's back. The dad jumps on the back of the mule, and they're going. And they're walking some more. Now the kid is taking the reins, the child here, the son, and he's not obviously a kid, but he's old enough to be a kid, right? He's his kid. He's guiding this mule, and once again they hear voices, people talking, people pointing, people looking, and they say, the people are basically saying, "Look at this poor kid. He's the son of an older man, and this older man is sitting on the back of the mule while making his young son walk on foot while he's in luxury on the mule's back. Look at this guy. What a terrible guy." Then they hear these voices. They don't know what to do. So the dad's like, "All right, get up here. Let's just hop on this mule together and let's just move forward." And so they're both on the mule's back, right? The son is now sitting in front of the dad. They're both sitting together on the mule's back, and they keep going on, through the long road, and they hear more voices. And the voices say, the people who are watching the voices are saying, the people are saying, "Look at these terrible people. You have a dad, you have a son. They're both healthy. They both have 2 legs. They can walk, and they're sitting on the mule's back. And look at this poor mule. Look at this poor mule. I mean, the mule is out here working as hard as they possibly can, looking tired, looking weak, and it's literally carrying these 2 people on its back. This is unfair for the mule." So the dad and the son hear it, and they're frustrated. They don't know what to do. And so you know what they do? They get off the mule, and the dad is like, "All right, let's carry the mule." So they start carrying the mule. And as they're carrying the mule starts freaking out. He's kicking, he's screaming. A mule is not used to being carried. You guys know mules. You don't carry a mule or a donkey or nothing like that. The mule starts kicking and screaming, so they're moving over the road, but they happen to be walking over a bridge. What happens is the mule's force of the kicking is so hard that the mule is tied to them in some sort of way, where the mule falls over the bridge and they fall over the bridge too. They both end up dead. The mule ends up dead. Everybody's dead, right? And what the point of this story is that you can never satisfy everybody. You can, in any position, anything that you do, good or bad, indifferent, any type of position, you can never, ever, ever help everybody. You can never satisfy everybody. And you have to realize that when you do something, there's always going to be pushback. Always, no matter what you do. And I notice here you said you're a teacher. If you stayed at your teaching job and you're making $3,600 a month and you're happy with that, there's going to be some people and saying, you have to make more money. You're embarrassing yourself. And they're going to speak and talk and talk. If you decided to quit your teaching job and work a different job and make more money and work passive income, people are going to hate on you and say things to you about that also. And they're going to say, why would you leave a job like that? And this and this and that, right? If you divorce your wife, people are going to say you're a terrible person. You're this, you're that. If you stay with your wife, people are going to say you're abused. You should leave her. Either way, what I'm really trying to say here is that you have to make the decision for you. What's right for you. Okay? I can't tell you what to do, unfortunately. All I could say is stick to your dreams so that when your life is over, when you look back, hopefully a long time from now, you look back and say, man, that was the one life I lived and it was worth it. And I'm happy to live that life. The point is here, don't let people's opinions impact your life dreams that could literally alter the course of your life, that can alter who you become. Now, this is much bigger than Redbubble, print on demand, or any other small topic. This is about life. And guys, I'm not a therapist. I don't have all the answers to life, but I could tell you this. Me personally, I wouldn't give up on this dream, especially with the drive that you have. Maybe if you told me, hey, I have 20 designs, maybe it would have been a different story. But you're saying 700 designs in a period of, let's just say a month? I mean, let's be honest, guys. I make videos every day telling people 60 designs per day, 1,800 designs per month. Go hard or go home, baby. Like, give it all you got. And not a lot of people do that, but some people do. And some people have that drive. I could tell that you have a certain high level of drive. You have a high level of drive. I could tell. Don't waste away your drive. That's all I'm going to say. Guys, in terms of the question that he's asking about, should he divorce his wife or leave her, I have no idea what to answer and say to that. Honestly, you guys please put that in the comments below. Share your opinions with him and give him some advice. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.